Ladies and gentlemen, welcome your host for the evening. She is an actress, international model, television host, and a former Miss World. Please put your hands together for the gorgeous Diana Hayden.
And I promise you, this evening is so exciting. You're going to have a wonderful time, and it's well worth the wait. When Charles Wakefield started his journey in England in 1899, little would he have believed that the journey would lead to a land as distant as India. Surprisingly, his first business venture outside England was in India, where he set up his first overseas branch office. Today, we are gathered here to celebrate 100 years of the Castrol brand in India. We discover Castrol and India crafted their own remarkable story together. Taking you through this journey will be the extremely talented and renowned choreographer and dance maestro Sandeep Soparkar and his troupe, along with the supermodel Jessie Randhawa.
It all began in 1910. At a time when India was still the land of the Maharajas, with their gorgeous riches, crowns and palaces, and the primary mode of transport was horse-drawn carriages, elephants and palkis. The first motor vehicles were imported into India by the Englishmen. Fascinated by these magnificent machines, the Maharajas joined the bandwagon and started collecting these beauties. It was around this time that the Castrol brand first entered India. Having already won the trust of the early pioneers on land, sea and air, Castrol was the natural choice of engine oil, even in those days. In 1919, the visionary marketeer Charles Cheers Wakefield set up his very first overseas branch office in India. It was a whimsical, picturesque age. The age of the waltz.
I wonder, should I go or should I stay? Landed only one more song to play, and then I saw you at the corner of my eye. A little girl alone and so shy. The last one should last forever.
Always remember the song they were playing.
This was a defining period in India's history. A nation-state was determined to claim its own destiny. A bespectacled man rose to take on an empire.
There is an indefinable, mysterious power that pervades everything.
He fought with the weapons of peace. And on 15th of August, 1947, the Indian tricolour reached for the sky. Castrol was fortunate to witness the emotive social and political milieu in the early century, the yearning for freedom. This possibly helped build a unique DNA for the Castrol brand in India, an international brand with India in its heart. Around this time, the Indian automotive manufacturing industry was taking birth, but the Indian oil industry was still controlled by a few Anglo-American companies. It was an exciting time to tango with the forces of destiny.
When marimba rhythms start to play, dance with me, make me sway.
The decades after independence were vital years for India's progress. The world's largest democracy was slowly getting on track. Acceleration of economic growth and speeding up of industrialization were priorities, but not often fully realized. The Indian hockey team was mesmerizing the world. And cricket was still a laid-back gentleman's sport. Bollywood began to capture the imagination of a nation. And the Beatles came to India.
Tell you something, I think you'll
Indian-made vehicles were finding their way on the roads, and Castrol was busy setting up its manufacturing infrastructure. There was a sense of anticipation and breaking free. Fittingly, this was the age of disco.
Walking through a party in the county jail. The prison band was there, they began to wail. Put them into a jail.
This period saw the new world economies rising and flourishing.
What are you doing?
We're just Wir sind halt Hells Angels, fahren nur gerade.
But while the world was opening up, India seemed to be shutting down. The oil sector was nationalized, and most of the major players left the country. But C.C. Wakefield's lubricant company stayed on, transforming and morphing as necessary. On the ground, women were venturing out of their homes to work and study, whilst a new generation of Indian entrepreneurs was emerging. A Don was starting his reign over Bollywood, whilst another one was making his debut on the cricket field. Around the same time, a car which would revolutionize the Indian automobile industry was born. And a revolutionary brand of engine oil was ready to smoothen its drive. When the Japanese motorcycles roared into the country, it was Castrol Super TT and JetX which powered them. Throughout this period, Castrol focused on investing in brands and technology, providing global expertise and local experience and insights to new entrants finding their feet and old players expanding their operations. The stage was set for the country and the company